If you have not yet watched the 7-1 lecture, go back and watch that lecture video. I can tell who watches the video and who doesn't, so please go back and do that. All right, so 7-1 work together. It says, Hair Care Salon has completed its worksheet. It is now ready to prepare the income statement. The first step in preparing an income statement is the heading. Fill in the blanks for each row of the income statement heading for Hair Care Salon for May 1st of the current year. Enter the current year as 20 --. So we're going to answer 3 questions: who, what, and when. So our who is Hair Care Salon. Our what is, we are creating an income statement. And our when is for month ended May 31, 20 --. All right, so there's our who, what, when heading. I'm going to go ahead and say grade step 1. And next step. Now it says the list of accounts shown here is taken from Hair Care Salon worksheet. For each account that appears on the income statement, indicate the section in which it should appear. For any account that does not appear on the income statement, select neither. So this is kind of like that study guide that we had for chapter 6. You need to decide if it's going to appear on your income statement. If it's not, you just select neither. If it does appear in the income statement, you're going to choose if it's a revenue or an expense. Remember, assets, liabilities, and owner's equity go on the balance sheet. So those things are all going to be neither. So I'm going to look at my assets first. Here we have cash, petty cash, supplies, prepaid insurance. Those are all on the balance sheet. Accounts payable is a liability. It goes to the balance sheet. Capital and drawing, owner's equity, goes to the balance sheet. Income summary, that does not appear on the balance sheet or the income statement, so we're going to say neither. Sales. Sales is going to be on the income statement. It is our revenue, so I'm going to choose that for my revenue. And then here are my expenses: advertising, cash short and over, insurance, miscellaneous, supplies, utilities. Those are all expense accounts. Go ahead and say grade step 2. And next step. Now it says you're going to use the worksheet of Hair Care Salon to prepare the body of the income statement for the month ended May 31st of the current year. So I'm going to look up here at the top. Remember, I'm only paying attention to my income statement columns. So I'm going to scroll down to where I start to see my numbers for my income statement. It should start at sales. Now, they've done this very nice where they've already set it up so we know exactly which column to put our numbers in. So my first one is sales. So I'm going to put 5,800 in for sales. And then I need to copy in my expenses. Okay, so my first expense is advertising for $7.50. Then I have cash short and over for $3. Insurance expense for $6.10. Miscellaneous expense for $167. Supplies expense for $540. And utilities expense of $300. Can pin that back up because I'm done with that. Next thing I need to do is I need to add up my total expenses. So I'm going to go ahead and add those numbers. All right, so my total I should get is 2,370. I'm going to go ahead and say grade step 3. And next step. All right, next thing I need to do is I need to calculate if I have a net loss or if I have a net income. To do that, I'm going to take my revenue, my sales, minus my total expenses. Since I get a positive number, that means I'm going to have a net income, so I'm going to put that in first. So I have a net income of $3,430. I'm going to go ahead and say grade step 4. Next step. And my last step, it says calculate and record the ratios for sales, total expenses, and net income. Round percentage calculations to the nearest 0.1%. That's very important. It will count it wrong if you don't. So percentage of sales. I'm simply, for this one, remember, sales is always going to be my bottom number. So I'm simply taking sales divided by sales, and that is going to give me 100.0%. Now I'm going to move down to my total expenses. I'm going to take 2,370 divided by 5,800. Okay, that I'm going to turn into a percent. So that is going to give me 40.9%. And then the last one, I'm going to do my net income. So again, 3,000. That's going to give me 59.1%. Going to go ahead and say grade final step. And save and continue. Go ahead and do 7-1 on your own. When you are done with that, by the way, that one is due by tomorrow class time. When you're done with that, you need to read 7-2 and then watch the 7-2 lecture video.